What's up, Hedgehog? Excuse me. Huh, that's weird. Hello. How are you? Have you already gotten hit by the snow? We're waiting for it. What? What? What?
I wasn't even on that side.
No, you weren't. Oh. First YouTube stream? Waifu's here.
Oh, hi, waifu.
I'm eating more heads. I'm eating warheads, which are so sour. And husbando got me a drink, which I
Not just any drink.
She says hi.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, you like this pinup? Maybe warheads aren't very good stream candies. My mouth is just like salivating so much. I have an Eva pinup that's in process that's gonna go up to patrons. But I figured since I have an Eva extra, I could do Nitra, because everybody seemed to like the Nitra stuff that I put up this past month over on Patreon. Hello, Hedgehog. Oh, hi. Did you just wake up because I got up? I think we did. Okay, Piglet. I gave Hedgehog a bath today because she was a dirty pig. Oh my goodness. And I tuckered her out, and so she's taken a very long nap. And now that she's awake again, she is like a spitfire, you know, like you do. There you go, Piglet. What a good pig. Oh no! Waifu's in marking hell. Waifu's in marking hell.
I'm about to be there.
You're about to be in marking hell?
It, so I need to
Go do your work! I'm told he's going to be in marking hell too, he just hasn't started yet. She's so dirty. She can't clean herself as well as she used to, so I need to bathe her, but she hates water. I feel bad. But she smells nice. I need to get out the paddle. Oh, to get husband moving? Yeah.
Oh,
Get the paddle. Whack. Whack. Whack.
I also have to set my stuff for next week too.
Whack. I don't know. I don't think a paddle really motivates him. Hello. Well, over this week I was working on Eva, and she's in fishnets. Just fishnets. That's what my patrons asked for. So for streams, since I can't do just fishnets for obvious reasons, I decided I would do a Nitra pinup. That way I can use it to advertise. Advertise! Try and get people to sign up for the Patreon. Cause I wanna have money to eat. It's my single called Late Stage Capitalism. Yeah, I think that's pretty cute. Do I actually have the stickers on the back of my No. The back of my monitor is actually quite different. The well, so this
I can see you pointing, babe.
I know they can't see me pointing. Darn it!
Use your mouse or something to point at the screen for them.
Can I do that?
Oh, because it's not capturing your mouse.
No. This. Yeah. Ooh. They can see my little drawing circle. This drawing tablet is a Cintiq. It's a large style Cintiq that I have it as my backup up in storage, but the one that I'm drawing on right now is a Wacom companion, and the back of the monitor does not look like this, but the back of Wacom's actually are not that interesting. So I picked this monitor image instead. And then I put stickers on it because I wanted to be customized. Yeah, customized.
You're customized, baby.
Keep them customized. Meow, 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 meow.
It's Kid Rock, man.
And nope, don't know what that is. Husbando is trying to give me more references, and we failing. We failing.
What song it is?
Well, I mean, you can buy these stickers. I have made stickers of Sigmar, this set, and the one of Solon, the Just Noodles sticker is available if you would like them. Shell Dice doesn't have a collection of Catgirl pinups on hand. I mean, I have archives full of pinup Catgirls. I was actually kind of surprised today when I was working on the Eva pinup. Or was it last night? Maybe it was last night. Shell Dice recognized which Catgirl it was. Bum bum bum! I should... Now that we're talking about Sigmar, I have not heard her in a little while. I should go check on her. Oh. Hi, little one. Jeez, you speak of the devil and she appears. Her little face was pressed into the corner of her cage waiting to be picked up. You have my number, little one. You know exactly how to pull on my heartstrings. Oh yes. Oh yes, you are such a big hog. You are a big pig. There we go. There, we're getting Sigmar all settled. I think she's got a little bit... She's a little chilly because she took a bath. So she wants to cuddle. I mean, she always wants to cuddle. I don't know if you guys saw a little while ago, somebody asked how many Catgirls do I have? Like, how many Catgirl characters? And I was like, huh. I don't know. So I went and collected all of them, and I think I have, like, somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 named Catgirls that appear in multiple images. I just thought that was funny. Does Grump count as a... No, Grump was not part of that count. He is one of the few cat boys that I have. I think he's one of 2 or maybe 3 cat boys that have names. There are much fewer cat boys than cat girls. And boy modes of cat girls that I have don't count. They don't count. Grump? I play Final Fantasy, and I play a very grouchy old soul of a pretty blonde cat boy named Alexei, but he's so grouchy, we call him Grump. If he's gonna respond to anything, his base response is Grump. He's got the old grouchy... It's like a old grouchy man sitting on his porch in a pretty young catboy body. If you can picture that. You have every detail of his character down if you can just picture that. Good morning. He's a good-ish boy. What? Grump?
Oh, okay.
As Bendo immediately knows. He just liberates things that are not his from people. Good meowing? Oh my goodness, we started watching... What is the Beasts of Ours? Yeah, we started watching Beasts of Ours, which is a new... fantasy anime this season. Wow, my little brain is having trouble stringing it all together. There we go. New fantasy anime this season, and there is a little blonde, I believe it is a boy. I believe it is a cat boy. But it works in nya into all of its Japanese lines. And then whoever translated and localized his lines has a metric ton of cat puns. Like it cracks me up. It's too funny. Yeah, Grump liberates objects of interest. I think that's part of, I wouldn't say evil characters. He's not like evil. He's just a little unconcerned with the moral standings of what he does. He's not gonna grow a mustache and twirl it, but he's gonna do what he's gonna do. If that makes sense to you, then we are on target. He's just not so worried about if the things he's doing is good all the time. He just gonna like liberate a few things for money. Nobody'll notice they're gone. Actually, this ring should probably be much bigger. He's not a bad guy. He's just a bad guy. You know. Like you do. Wow, who gets that reference? How old is Wreck-It Ralph now? You gotta be old now.
It says 2014, 2015.
Yeah, so it's approaching 10 years old.
2012.
2012. It's over 10 years old.
10 years old.
Getting some vintage references in there.
Okay, how long in your head is it between Wreck-It Ralph and Avatar?
Wait, they were close together, weren't they?
I mean, clearly they were, but my brain's like, no, they were like far apart.
Nah. I don't know.
My brain's like, I should check for.
Grumps doesn't like kids. I think he avoids them on the grounds of not liking them. He's not gonna do bad things to them, he's just going to like sidestep while they walk off a cliff. If that makes sense. That's the kind of character he is. He's not gonna push, but he's also not going to get in the way of physics. Yeah! He might be a little bit of a bad guy. Wreck-It Ralph references? What Shining Force references? I mean, I finished Shining Force 1 very recently on stream, so, you know. I'm just not sure how many references I could, like, work into regular conversation, you know what I mean? Oh! Yeah, he would never take on a job to kidnap kids, but I think that comes more from a place of, like, not wanting to deal with it. If Kai wanted to read more highly elevated moral standing than that, that's kosher. I'm just not sure his reasonings were particularly, like... He wasn't morally conflicted about it, he just didn't want to deal with it. It's not his job. He don't take on jobs he don't want, cause he grouchy cat man. Grouchy cat man. Coming to wreck up your day and liberate your treasure. Poor Kai. Kai is a good bean. Grumps is a medium beam. His bean levels are definitely medium. Yeah. Grumps does not deal with children. Does not deal with kids. He's a nya. He's nya children. Nya. I feel like that's one of those situations of, did you hear what you thought you heard? Or did you hear what you wanted to hear? I feel like that's very in line with Grumps' character. He will say things, and you will hear what you think you want to hear, but that's not necessarily what he said. Is he Bill Murray Garfield shoved in the bottom of Genshin Impact character? Bill Murray Garfield? Do I know Bill Murray Garfield? Is that the CG Garfield? Bill Murray Garfield? I know of Garfield, like I know of the comics. I am very familiar with Garfield as a character. But I never saw the CG. Yeah, I never saw that Garfield. Garfield the movie.
From the before times, then.
Oh. Well, I definitely didn't see it then. Yeah, I thought he was a little creepy, so I didn't go out of my way to watch it and just never saw it.
Garfield minus Garfield, comic genius.
I think you did show me that.
Garfield minus
Garfield, yeah. Garfield minus Garfield. I feel like that's one of those weird artist intention, a violation of artistic intentions. Yeah, I feel like when I draw, my default for people are cat people. Humans? Nah, too common. You want to see humans? You see humans all the time. Just walk outside, there'll be humans. But no, it's all about cat people. I think Dominion Tank Police, what were their names? This is gonna bother me. What are their names? Dominion Tank Police Cat Girls. Dominion Tank Police Cat Girls. What are their names? Right, the Puma sisters. Anna and Uni. Seeing those cat girls, like, changed my life. My life is changed. I'm sure they weren't the first cat girls that I saw, but I think they were the first ones that struck me as cool. And it kind of helped that, like, they would dance and then pull out automatic weapons and wreck up the place. It's the right level of chaos. They're all cute and cheery and fully automatic. You know what I mean? You guys know what I'm talking about? Have y'all seen Dominion Tank Police? That's another oldie. Old references! Doing it right! You gotta make sure your references have, like, aged. They've marinated in their own meminess. The mushrooms just mean that they're good. The mushrooms just mean it's delicious. It is the fungus among us. You haven't seen Dominion Tank Police? Oh my goodness. I don't know if it would hold up very well. It's old school, like, Like, I want to say Dominion Tank Police is like late 90s anime, maybe?
Oh, that's an old one.
Not new Dominion Tank Police, original Dominion Tank Police.
1994 film?
Oh, mid 90s.
1993 sci-fi anime, New Dominion Tank Police.
Well,
The miniseries from 88 to 89 is the other one.
I'm pretty sure I saw it on the Sci-Fi Channel at like 5 in the morning.
Appleseed's better.
How dare you!
Dare you?
Appleseed does not have dancing cat girls with fully automatic weapons. It's clearly the inferior sci-fi show. Those are some eyebrows. I am eliciting some eyebrows. Okay, now we're gonna make this pinup big, and we're gonna put lines on it because we can. See, I feel like this is always the pinup problem. It's, is her butt big enough? Is it perky enough? It could be perkier. I think it could be perkier. You don't really see any boobs in this, so it's not a question of, are her boobs big enough? I think they could be bigger. There, we'll do a little... the suggestion of the boobs. Oh, waifu. Husbandu got me all hot under the collar yesterday. Having discussions about AI art. Ah,
I don't know if I want to wade into that.
it's a fast way to make me angry. Go. Excuse me while. Just going to explode. Yeah, I think that's better. Yeah, Husbando is all calm and like, how do you feel about this? And I'm just like, rah! Excuse me while I am turned up to 11. Rah! Pew, 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 pew. I feel like I'd have a lot of fun as a sound effects artist, but I'd be terrible at it. And they'd be like, is that you making mouth noises? Yeah, it's completely convincing, right? And they're like, no. 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 You might have different thought that combo was going a different direction. I was like, ooh, sharing the hot and bothered secrets on stream. No, not hot and bothered, just angry. we have regular conversations about hot button topics, and 99% of the time, husband is like, huh, yeah, that's okay. And I'm like, rah! I have feelings! And they're strong feelings. Oh, wait. I have a... Nope, not that one. Rah! Rah! I'm still not very used to changing my expression states on stream. That is something I'm trying very hard to get better at. I want to be better about it. I spent a lot of time making them, and I want them to be like cute and expressive, and then I never use them. It's so sad. It's so sad. Yeah, that's pretty much me. All your stupid AI bro arguments are dumb. I don't want to hear it. Yeah, that's pretty much. Husbando is just so like chill about most. He's like, oh yeah, I can see how you'd feel strongly about that, and I'm just like, bah! I don't want to hear, like, I know it's one of those conversations that I'm starting to have a difficult time hearing opposing points of view on, because I have heard a lot of them and I have gotten very, very fed up on it. Like, they're like, oh, have you considered this? And it's like, no. Your reasoning is dumb. My primary issue with it is not whether or not people are going to be transhumanist in space in, you know, the year 3000. That is not my argument. My argument is right now, this is dumb, and I have feelings about it. Rah! Oh, I'm sorry, Hedgehog. She just poked her head out of the pocket and was like, is everything okay? Is everything okay? Yeah, everything's okay, Hedgehog. You can go back to sleep. You can go back to sleep. I'm a spicy bean. I think I came into the AI conversation trying to understand it and better, like both understand it from a technological side and how I was being impacted by it. Like some of my work getting scrubbed for the training sets and stuff, and how that made me feel, and what I personally would need to be soothed, to feel like I've been heard and my side has been justified and like recognized that wrong was done. And that's not happening. So I get mad about it. I get madder about it. It's like a little magma chamber. I just get a little madder all the time. And oh, the pressure starts building up. And they're like, "Oh, do you want to talk about it?" I'm like, "Oh, I mean, I've already talked about it, but like I'll talk to people about it." And then they say dumb things, and the magma chamber just gets a little more magma in it, and you go, "Oh, it's starting to build up a little pressure." And people are like, "Oh, but you haven't considered this other side of it." And I'm like, "Oh, well, I think I have, but I'll talk to somebody about it. Like, I'll talk about it." And the pressure starts building up and up and up, and it's like they're like, "Oh, are you convinced?" It's like, no, I'm not convinced. You have not convinced me. You have failed to bring me over to your side, and saying those things just makes me feel like you're just not listening, and I am angry. Ah! Ah! Welcome to me. I feel like people are self-reporting too. Like, they're like, "Oh, well, I do this, and this as a professional," and it's like, you are self-reporting. That is bad. Bad. You should be ashamed. You should not be doing that. And don't teach other people to do that. Bad. Bad. I'm convinced it's heinous and anti-artist. Okay. My beef with it, as it stands right now, is all of the training sets have infringed on the copyright of other artists. And it didn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way. You can go train your image sets on copyright-free images or buy the commercial rights to artists' images, and I wouldn't have a problem with it. My problem with it is they're like, we stole a bunch of work that is protected by copyright, and it's already done, so you don't get to be angry about it and use our technology and pay us to use it. And it's like, no. This is not a statute of limitations has run out thing. You stole from us, and you should be punished, and you should have to make it right before you go making money on this. Like, you can't make derivative work. I personally think the work is derivative. That is my opinion. I think it's an opinion shared by a lot of artists. You can't make derivative work from copywritten work and have the copyright on it. You can't give away the copyright.
Watch the legal video on it.
I did!
There you
I am trying very hard to be educated on the topic and not just be blindly angry. Because let me tell you, I can be blindly angry. So when all of the little AI people, AI bros, come knocking on my door and say, here's the money for the commercial rights to those images that we stole, I will be willing to take my money. And I should be paid very well because you took it without permission. I will be much more hardline about it, about them paying full commercial rights for my work, than if they had asked me before using it. That's my 2 cents on it. Because as it stands, it's theft, and them being like, oh, we've already stolen it, just use it. Fluff them. Fluff them with evil implements. And I think with big players like Getty Images getting involved, it's going to come down to, I would like to think, if the legal stuff around Getty Images comes down the way I expect it to, AI learning sets will have to pay for the work that they use. They will have to pay commercial rights for the images that they use to train those AI. Because you can't just take, like, it's the Napster thing all over again, right? You can't just take that stuff and play it and make money on it if you don't own it and you haven't bought the right to use it. And I don't want to hear that all the AI companies are going to go under because they have to pay for commercial rights and blah, blah, blah. There are so many copyright-free images that they could have used to prove it and then attracted artists to it, and like, I think it was disrespectful. They did not respect black market. Well, okay, so something that I've seen cropping up, it's an old grift. People get hired by companies or by private people they commission work. And what is happening is they steal images from other artists and they'll minorly alter it using Photoshop and then claim that the image was generated by AI to protect themselves. They're like, oh, I didn't steal that piece of work. This was generated by AI and I had no idea that it was stealing art from another artist. It's an old grift. That grift has been around for a long time. But it's just AI is being used as a shield, and I think AI is already theft. I mean, there's some art competitions that have already had problems. Ooh, that is not even. Woof. There are some art competitions that have already had some trouble with people disclosing that it's AI after the fact. I mean, that was one of the bigger, that was a big deal with one of the AI bros that used Midjourney. He used it to enter a competition and he collected a bunch of money and then came out and bragged about it, saying this was generated with AI, and everybody got pissed at him. And he doubled down and was like, you guys are just gatekeeping, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, the community and the competition has told you, and the competition, I believe, has since changed its rules. Like, it will not accept AI work at all, period. The community has said, this competition is not for you. This is not okay. What you did was not okay. And then they double down and say, oh, you're just gatekeeping because you hate technology. And it's like, I feel like it's just this argument of like, so if it's like a craft competition, and they're like, oh, these are hand woven scarves. Let's say it's a scarf competition. It's a hand woven crafting scarf competition, and you enter a machine made scarf. People are going to be like, that is not okay. That is not what this competition is for. Shame on you. You're disqualified. And I think that's fair. Like, the art competition is not beholden to any particular entry to change its rules or change its consensus so they can enter. Like, you don't have a right to enter. Where I feel like a lot of this discussion around artists, you know, are just gatekeeping art creation, meh, 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 meh. It's like people in different communities are not obligated to respect you. There's no obligation for people to respect you. Like, I understand respecting people as a person, and like being mean to other people is mean, but we are not obligated to pat you on the head when you gave an AI a bunch of words and it spit out a picture. I'm under no obligation to be like, good job, nice keywords, pat, pat, pat. You know what I'm saying? You guys picking up what I'm laying down? I can see why AI would be a good tool, but I feel like the way it is right now, it stole a bunch of things. Like, that's not okay. And things need to be made right before I'm willing. Now, mind you, nobody has to come to me and like. I am not the arbiter of the world. Things would be very different if I was. But for things to be right, for the tool to be integrated in a way that I will not scream and kick and fight the whole way down over, there needs to be things need to be set right. And I think people using the it was made by AI, why are you claiming it's in like copyright infringement? And it's like the AI copied the AI copied my picture. Like that is a copy, and just because the AI made it doesn't make it free and clear. Like, you don't get a get out of jail free card. That's my opinion. I'm an angry artist. But I'm also a mercenary at heart. If they want to come buy the commercial rights for my work, I would be open to that discussion. But I'm not obligated to sell commercial rights to anyone. If I want to put all of my art on a big fatty hard drive that isn't even connected to the internet and toss it into the ocean, that is my prerogative. And I don't want it to be part of training sets, especially ones that took it without permission. Like, that's not okay. That's my work. AI musicians get trained on things that don't break copyright because music industry immediately. Yeah, I mean, I feel like image AIs could have been trained on copyright-free images. Like, I feel, and people are like, oh, but the AI wouldn't be as good if it didn't have as many images. Like, okay, it's not as good. Go buy commercial rights for images if that's what you need. Like, it's not an excuse. The excuses that I'm getting do not clear. Like, the crime was committed, and I do think it's a crime. I do think it falls under regular copyright. Do I like those eyes? They might be a little exaggerated. you just because your AI would be worse if you didn't steal things does not make it okay for you to steal. The you being the theoretical programmer dudes. I mean, they're not theoretical, they are real people, but like you're if there are ever apologies that go out, it's not good enough. Apologizing is not good enough. Bring me money. Buy my commercial rights, then I will be less pissed at you. If that makes sense. There, I think that's better. Wow. I would find it very interesting to like train an AI on all of my art, but also I don't have 10,000 pieces of art. Like me as an individual artist. Realistically, I think I make... How much would it cost to use my entire library? I think that is a discussion around the use of my library and if they're giving away commercial rights to the generated images. So like when I did a splash piece for a VTuber and she wanted to use it to make merchandise. And this is totally anecdotal, but it should give you like the ballpark. She wanted the commercial rights to the piece so she could print merchandise, and I said, okay, this piece is of her character, like it's not by design, but she's paying me to do this piece. And if she buys the commercial rights, then I won't make prints of it because that'll impinge on her business. So how much do I think I could make commercially on this piece to give up the commercial rights for it? And I think it ended up landing around between 2,000 and 3,000 USD. All said and done, all free and clear. Made that piece for her. I'm allowed to post it. I retain the right to post it in my digital libraries, in my portfolio, all of that good stuff, but she can go make the dollars off of it. So like buying the commercial rights of a single image will land you somewhere in there. But the other side of that is the AI, like the library, the scrubbing that took stuff off of DA took stuff from my work. And so it's not just a matter of them being like, oh, we took this piece, here's $2,000, go be happy. It's like, no, you stole it, and now you must be punished. Like, this is not okay. I would not normally sell my work to you, and I would not give permission, but if there's no taking it back, which there's probably not at this point, I would require a lot more money to be satisfied. Does that make sense? The piece I did for the VTuber was made up front before the piece was made. They wanted the commercial rights for it. And so we did that contract negotiation in good faith. And so I guess what I'm getting at is they stole things, so I already don't trust them. And I want to be punished for the trouble that they've caused. They should be punished for stealing. Because in all likelihood, I am angry enough at this point that I would probably tell them you do not have permission, and I will never give permission for my work to be used in that way. Ever. Pull it out of your training sets. Never, ever, nope, nope, nope. I don't trust you. Part of it is I don't trust them not to use it for other things. You can ask 25 more questions? Uh-oh. I mean, contract negotiations would come down to, like, not only would they have to offer me money, to negotiate a contract at that point, I would probably have to hire a lawyer. And lawyers are not cheap. So I would have to be paid. It would have to be worth my time to negotiate with them to play ball. Which, since they have stolen, you know, tens of thousands of images, they probably do not have the capital required to go and negotiate with every artist. Like, and then it comes down to, like, artists that have passed away or galleries that are defunct. Like, that is not meat for the vultures to pick over. Like, and I do feel like in a lot of ways they were vultures in those regards. I think it's in poor taste to go steal art from a recently deceased artist and then let your little AI go to town on it. Like, that's it's not just an illegal thing. I think that's a really distasteful thing to do. Because, I mean, like, a lot of these artists are independent artists. And, like, we don't have rooms full of big, bad, aggressive lawyers to go sick on people. And I think it's kind of disgusting that they came in and took advantage of that. But they made the mistake. They made a mistake getting Getty Image. Like, oof. There are a few companies that I would never want to go legally against. Disney, Getty Images, Microsoft. Like, they have deep pockets and they're willing to litigate. No! I mean, that's the joke, right? I don't know how many artist circles you're in, but the joke is always like Disney has a room somewhere that like is full of just bored lawyers, just waiting. They're just waiting. Would I challenge Adobe? I don't know. I don't know what I'd be challenging Adobe over. Like, I got pretty mad about their subscription price going up. I think they raised it 2 or 3 times in a single year, and I was like, nope, not gonna use Adobe products again. Nope, nope, nope. And so this is Psy. This is a one-time purchase program. Like, do I like some of Adobe's products? Yeah. Do I think it's fair for them to do the subscription model and keep raising the price every season? No. And I understand they have development costs, blah blah blah, and I can go use a different program, which I did. I definitely feel like companies like Adobe make the lion's share of their money dealing with other companies, like art studios and game studios and that sort of thing, and them wringing the money out of students and small artists and stuff is just greed. Like, we're not charity cases, but also like, dude. Dude. I have my own beef with Adobe. I'm just not sure what I would be going toe to toe with them over. Like, am I intimidated by Adobe as a company? I think most large companies I find intimidating on a legal sense, just because I know they probably have a lot more money and a lot more lawyers than I do. And I grew up in the US, which is rather litigious. Rather litigious. I went diving into free assets and like free sound, and over on itch there's a whole bunch of free game assets and free textures, and I found an image site that had a whole crap ton of free, copyright free for commercial and regular commercial and non-commercial use, and it's one of those, like, if you say you have to you found textures to use through Google, you're just being lazy. There's entire libraries of textures and images and stuff that the people that made them, the people that made the images, the photographers and the artists that made the textures and the pictures and the assets and all of that are like, yeah, go use this for free. Like, be free, make stuff. And the fact that you didn't go to one of those galleries it's just lazy. You're just lazy, and I'm calling y'all out. I'm calling you out. And people are like, oh, it's expensive to have assets made. Go get free asset sets off of itch or off of whatever. You know what skill set people need? People need to learn how to go find copyright-free crap. It's not that hard. Go read the copyright agreement. Go on Gumroad and find copyright-free stuff to use. Not an artist? Fine. Go find an artist giving away their stuff for free, because there's a lot of them. Like, come on. Come on, people. You can use a computer. You can read a copyright agreement. Go do it. like Newgrounds. When you post stuff on Newgrounds, you can check a little box. It's like Creative Commons. Like, check this box if people are allowed to like make edits and like make new stuff with your work. And some people are like, yeah, go take my stuff and make new creative stuff with it. Like, it is not that hard to go find copyright-free stuff. Like this music. The music you are currently listening to is from I'm blanking. Lofi Geek. It's by Lofi Geek. Lofi Geek in their description says, yes, you can go use our stuff for all of your streams. Like, this is free and clear. Go use it, and like, just give give them credit in the description, which I have done. Like, there's not an excuse to use copywritten material. I just, it gets me all puffed up. And people are like, oh, well, you know, I did this and I'm a professional. It's like you're tattling on yourself. Self-reporting! Shame on you! Random question. Do I use anything to help you track status of different things you're working on? Project management. Project management wise. So I have my paper calendar, which is color-coded with a bunch of pens. And then I have Trello, which I use to collect. So like my Trello has like commission status on one board and all of like my comic ideas. So like when I see like I was reading a botany book and I think it's called Wallachia. It's this really cool plant that like dies when it's really dry out and it's from some horrible desert that is awful for plants. But I thought it was a really cool like idea to make a story about, and so I took a picture of the plant and like in one of my Trello boards just was like, this is a cool plant, I thought it would be cool, blah 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 blah, and like put the little tab up, and that way whenever I'm looking to add a new project I can go into my idea board and like grab the whole column and move it over to my projects board and be like, I'm working on this. Yeah, a poor plant that lives in like a horrible, awful desert place. But like it dies, and then when it rains, it like goes absolutely berserk. Like, I just thought the name was cool, and like the little story behind it is cool. But like, yeah. So I'm using a paper calendar. I use Trello. Patreon has a, what is it called? A fulfillment board. So on Patreon, when I have all of my what is it called? Things that I make for patrons. It populates a little checklist spreadsheet sort of thing that's like, this month 8 comic pages are due and 2 pinups and 1 behind the scenes post. And I go, oh, thank you, Patreon, I will go do that. And then at the end of the month I can go into the little checkboard and be like, did I do this? Yep, boop. Did I do this? Yep, boop. Did I do this? Yep, boop. Oh, Jira. I feel like when I was working in a studio, Jira was pretty useful. But doing my little one-person shop, I don't really see Jira seems like overkill. Like, I know how to use it. I'm glad I know how to use it. When I stepped into a studio, I was glad that I had those tools, because let me tell you, that was a thing. That was a whole thing. They were like, do you know how to use Jira? And I was like, yes! And they were like, oh, thank God. Because it was just one less thing that I didn't have to learn in like that first week of work. That studio was actually a little weird now that I think about it. It was one of those, like, they did sprints, but the way they had the overall project organized was more like waterfall. It was this weird, like, mishmash of agile and waterfall. I just thought it was odd. Like, every studio I've been in has oddities, and for that studio, that was their oddity. They were like, we do agile, we do sprints, and I'm like, okay, and they're like, here's the waterfall chart. I was like, oh. I'm not sure what that word means what you think it means. And that's okay. Like, we got stuff done, we got stuff shipped. It was just weird. That part of it was just weird. Track school stuff this semester, so I can social reports. It's hard to get real examples. Oh yeah. NDAs are a bunch of butterflies. Like, I've had work that has gone under an NDA when I was a young artist. I didn't know that I should be looking for termination of product clauses in NDAs. And the termination of product clause is basically if the project is killed for whatever reason, it runs out of money, the creator gets sucked into a black hole, I don't know, the sun explodes, and the project dies, the NDA gets lifted on all of that work. That is what I should have been looking for, that I didn't know I should have been looking for. Because some of the little studios that I worked for died, and the NDAs that they had written basically said this is under NDA until the game comes out, and there was no or like the NDA is lifted at such and such date, like after the game release, and then the game's never released, and so it left a lot of the stuff in, like, I don't know, like the Twilight Zone. Now I am an older, more experienced and mature freelancer. The reality that products are not going to ship and studios are going to die are totally a thing, and those NDAs should expire when that happens, because I want to show off the work that I did. Otherwise, people are like, so what did you do for this, like, 9-month period? And you're like, it's under NDA. And they're like, it's under NDA from 10 years ago? And I'm like, yes. It makes it very, very awkward. Awkward. So yeah, that's one of those things that I never knew I should have been looking for. Which is, like, bad on me, I guess, because my mentors never mentioned it either. It's just the things you learn, the more you know. But what sort of examples are you looking for? Like, I might have examples that are not under NDA. I might have some things. Some thingy things. Some thingerings. Some thingadings. Some thingerings. You're running into issues with the portfolio from my masters. You don't have a lot of recent stuff to add. Yeah. The upside with my freelance work a lot of the times is, like, here's the most recent stuff that I can show you, and they're like, what have you been working on, like, in the last year? And you're like, that stuff's under NDA, but it's very interesting. Let me tell you in a non-NDA breaking way what's so interesting about them. And they're like, that's very interesting. You'd love to have some burn down charts and velocity charts to show story point averages, or how people have written user stories. I mean, I can go look in my archive, see what I got. I'm not sure I specifically have that kind of stuff, but there's no harm in looking. You know me, I save everything. I really do, actually. If there was any point that I actually saved stuff, it is still somewhere in my archives. Like, I can almost guarantee it. Oops. Copy, edit, pasta! Edit pasta! There we go. Why is my brain having a hard time with this? User stories. I know I have written user stories. Yeah, I might have access to some of that stuff for reasons, but I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to share that stuff, and I would not want to, what's the word? Breach that confidentiality, that trust that those people put into me. If that makes sense. I'm pretty sure some of those talks and stuff that I went to that I got sides for say at the beginning, like, please don't share this around. And I'm like, I am trustworthy. I am trustworthy. What am I doing? I just broke my brain. Oh, I know what I'm doing. Okay, okay. I don't think I want to do it this way. I think I'll do it this other way. I'm trying to think if there are any... Yeah, like... Every big studio, including the movie studio that I worked for, like, it was the same Z's but different Z's. Like, it was the same, like, task tracker, completion cards, like, bug fixes, blah blah blah. It's all the same, but there's always little nuances like the coding system for bugs, or like color coding for the team. Like, it's the same but different. And unfortunately, me coming in as a freelancer for a lot of those jobs means, as a freelancer, they're like, here is your task list. Here is your spreadsheet of assets that we need. And it's like, thank you for being organized. Like, I will go run away like a good freelancer and work on this task list, and then deliver all that stuff by the agreed upon date. Like, that's my jam. That's when things go good. Things go good. That's what I want to have happen with most of those jobs. Like, I'm not deeply involved in the management of the team, or the, like, I disappear. They're like, the game is going to go to QA, and I'm like, okay, poof, and I vanish with my money, because that's what freelancers do. They're like, if you need me, I am always open for new money. Otherwise, I'm out. Peace. I think some of the worst things that I've come into is like I come into a studio and they're like, okay, we need this crap ton of assets. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, are you familiar with this title? And it's like, yeah. I mean, I went and looked it up and played it a little bit. I'm familiar. Where's the art Bible? And they're like, the what? And I'm like, oh, where is the documentation for the standardization of art assets in this video game? And they're like, the what? You always know it's a bad sign. They're like, artists make those? And it's like, yes, artists make those. At least we should make those. Please help! Don't leave your freelancers out to dry. We really don't want to, like, backwards engineer, stuff. Like, I will adhere to the guidelines of a studio. I just need to know what those guidelines are. Swap the names, but the typical all have the... Yeah. Most studios, like bugs are A through D, maybe? A through C. That's usually all the same. There is color coding based on the teams. Like, please let people know when you're blocked. Like, that stuff doesn't really change a lot studio to studio. Like, I think part of it is a lot of us learn those systems, and when we go to a new studio, or we go off and start a new studio, those systems just come along for the ride. I am curious, like, what specifically, from the student's point of view, what specifically do they want to see that a AAA studio will show them? Like, a specifically AAA studio example will show them that a regular sample won't. And maybe this is coming from a place of someone that has seen those sheets. Oh no, going in and knowing Jira, like, that was a lot less of a headache for me joining studios. Like, you get to be the one that's like, oh, you're not a trouble person. You're not a pissing off person. It's like, yes, I am not a pissing off person. I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional. I have no idea what I'm doing. There's also some things that you're just not going to learn before you're in a studio. And I think that that's a sad thing sometimes. Like, how to read an art Bible is probably something important to learn as a student, because you're probably going to be expected to, like, read it and learn it and use it. But, like, how art Bibles are written are different studio to studio. And you can't be like, this is art Bible. All this is art Bible. And as good as that would be, that just doesn't happen. Hi, Piglet. Are you hot? I think she's hot. Oh, are you hot, Piglet? Are you a hot dog? Are you a hot pork chop? I think she is indeed a hot pork chop. Hot pork chop! if someone who is actively working from a studio comes in and is like, this is exactly the same thing. Oh, okay. I mean, like, oh, there you go, pig. Like, I feel like Jira is set up in a specific way that it's always going to kind of be a way, just because that's the way Jira functions. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe I've seen Jira enough times and I'm just not intimidated by it. And I haven't touched Jira in probably pre-pandemic. Yeah, I don't think I've touched a Jira system since the first lockdowns. But like I don't think it would be very hard for me to pick back up. Hey Hug. Hey Hug. Go watch me some YouTube videos about Jira. Oh, the snow started. It's so gentle and picturesque. We've got some picturesque snow. Picturesque snow. Alert the authorities. Yeah, it can be set up a few different ways, but agile-wise, not a huge difference. If you're doing waterfall, it'll look different. Yeah, I mean, I told you, I've been in some studios that are like, we do agile, and I look at their charts and I'm like, excuse me, I did not want to be that person, but this is a waterfall chart? If it works for them, it works for them, but like, oh my goodness. And of course, as the new hire, the freelancer, you're always like, yes, this is agile. This is very agile of you. You are extremely agile. I feel like for some projects, agile works better. Like if you're doing like a facelift for a game that's already established, great. But like, waterfall can be really not good if you're like, if your game's in flux. Maybe the snow just missed you. We have some very gently falling snow. Oh my goodness, I shoveled so much snow. What would that be? Day before yesterday? Yeah, husbando's nodding. And I did the whole driveway and the sidewalk, and I got to the windrow, and the snowplow normally pushes a big amount of snow towards our tree. But this time it like sideswiped our driveway, so just this massive, like, I don't know, maybe 2.5 foot tall windrow just blocked our entire driveway. And it was like, come on! That is not fair. Husbando came and helped me out because that windrow was all ucky yucky, like, ice chunks. Which way do I want this to go? I want that way. But like, I felt like an old lady getting up in the morning. I was like, oh. It's not even my lower back, which is good, because I was doing proper shoveling form out there, lifting with my legs. But my entire like collarbone girdle, like my shoulder girdle, is just like, oh, this is way more manual labor than you're used to doing. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. The snow was so heavy. What's up? Oh, Fire Emblem 3 House? Oh, okay.
But that means if I can get other stuff working, I can let you on that.
Okay, baby. Maybe you just got missed by the snow. That is one thing, like being in a house, we do have to go shovel the snow. Which I guess is like first world problems. Sometimes I miss the apartment where I'm just like, oh look, it's snowing out there. I'm sure building maintenance will have the show snubbled. The show will be snubbled. The snow will be shoveled by the morning. What does snubbling even look like? Do we know? I don't think we know. I don't think I know. Yeah. You've been enjoying the underground parking? Yeah, I can see that. You don't even have to like you don't even have to what's it called? Dust and scrape your vehicle. You whoop 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 whoop. It's just a different lifestyle. I kind of like the they have these really fancy, kind of impractical solar driveways that like the driveway itself is a solar panel, and then when it gets covered and it's cold, it like knows that there's snow and it'll heat itself up to melt the snow. I feel like that's push. Future posh. I'm not sure it's very practical, but like I appreciate the like the concept. I appreciate the concept. I definitely overexerted myself. I went out and started shoveling while husbando was at work. And I got to the point where I started moving a bunch of snow, and I stood up straight with the shovel, and like the borders of my vision started to darken, and I got that nauseous, like the dizzy feeling, and I'm like, oh, this is bad. I should go inside and take a break and drink some water and not pass out on the driveway in front of all of my neighbors. And my neighbors are so cute. They're like, you can do it. You can finish the driveway. It's just one more push. And it's like, no. I should go inside and take a break. Like, I appreciate your vote of confidence, but we have gone past the point of like just willing myself through it. So I went inside and like stripped off my winter coat and gloves and like left a trail of winter clothes in the entryway and just like laid flat on my rug, like just like ugh, and like got myself a glass of water and just laid there on the rug until I felt better. Because that's how my body works. Hi, pig. Like you do. That's just how my body works. And I'm old enough to know that I can't, like, push through it. I know when I push, I just go meow.
You can take meds today?
I did take my meds today.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes you just can't mind over matter that stuff. Your body says no. Yeah, the matter wins. Physics takes over at some point and you won't like the results. Good old sucks, yeah. Sometimes when your body says, oh, I don't feel good, I need to go sit down, sometimes it's better just to listen to it and be like, I understand. I grew up though, like in my family and in the sports teams, like the kinds of coaches that I had, they were always like, you just gotta push through. When you feel sick, like just push through it, just push harder, blah 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 blah. And like, and I would end up pushing because I wanted to please them, and I would faint, and then they'd be like, oh my god, you fainted! And I was like, yeah, that happened. And they'd be like, oh, we gotta like call 911. It's like, no, please don't. The doctors don't want to see me again. I've been in there too much. So as I got older, I learned when people say to push it, and I'm like, no, I shouldn't. I just shouldn't. It's one of them life lessons. When your body says nya, sometimes it means nya. And I admit, sometimes I screw that up. Sometimes I'm like, nah, I can overcome this. I can totally manage a 2-hour bus drive even though I've started to get a little car sick. I can will myself not to throw up. I cannot will myself not to throw up. I'm going to throw up. Yeah, you just I don't know, like, I only have experience with my body. I don't know if it works for other people's bodies to just be like, I'm not going to do this, and it works, but it doesn't work with mine. When I'm like, I am not going to get motion sick and throw up. No matter how hard I want that to be true, that is not how this is going to go down. And that makes me sad a little bit because I feel like I am weak. Yeah, I like, when I was much younger, doctors were very concerned about me because I would faint. I'd have syncope. And they never found out why, but like, this is just my body. This is just how it works. When I get overly tired and run out of gas, I just go meep, and then I reboot. Why? Nobody knows. The world may never know. I certainly don't know why. Huh?
Poor babe.
What? That I would trade if I could.
No, poor babe.
I would take your body. I think I'd have fun with it.
Not this time.
I would be so tall and strong. And I'd be like, hey everybody, look at my deep man voice.
Is that what you think I sound like?
I can't go deep enough to sound
You
like
go
you.
deeper than that?
You don't think so? I'm getting really concerned looks. I think I have concerned husbando just a little bit. He has some concern.
I have a heckin' concern.
You have a heckin' concern? Oh no. If we ever Freaky Friday, babe, just know I'm gonna have so much fun. Babe was like, no Freaky Friday. Go on, baby, this is a 90s movie. Go find an old lady that lives on the edge of town who's actually a witch who will actually put a curse on you because you said some slang to her. You know what I'm talking about, too. Go be an irreverent teenager. Concerned waifu? Oh no. I have concerned both my waifu and my husband now? How did I do both at the same time? I'm getting better at this. I'm getting a two for one. Can you imagine, like, I have always lived as me, which I am told is like petite and cute and high-pitched voice and all of that. Okay, but just imagine what I would do given the opportunity having a big man body with a man voice. I can see the gears turning. You're considering. Wow. Maybe I just need to go get a mecha suit or something. That'll be like, I am Optimus Prime.
I mean, if you have the voice change, that's the important part. Fear not, Autobots.
Fear not.
Autobots, roll out. You gotta hence the vowels. That's the key part
Oh.
to an Optimus Prime.
Oh,
voice.
okay.
You have to make the vowels the important part.
It sounds like you've been practicing.
I'm not sure if I'd say practice, but...
Worship? Should it be worship?
What? Hey, babe, when does the Transformers movie come out? Huh?
Summer?
I don't know, but
Oh, okay.
watch it when this movie comes out.
Clearly I should use a voice changer for my next stream. Oh no.
I don't think there's good ones that work in real time and of high quality that are free.
That would be the thing, right? It would need to be high quality, real time, and low monetary investment, as they say. As they say.
Who says?
Huh?
Who says?
Me says. Because that's what makes good business decisions.
Yeah, you're the one that makes good business decisions.
Aw, that just like puffed my ego a bit. I'm glad you think I make good business decisions. Because sometimes I don't know if I make good business decisions. I make decisions and I hope they're good. How about that? The last time I tried to get a voice changer, it wasn't good. Man, I feel like that must have been like... I must have still been using Ventrilo when I was looking at voice changers.
Oh yeah.
I was trying to get it all hooked up and it was a mess. When was the last time I used Ventrilo? That should give you some like I guess time window? Time capsule? Oh, we're missing a leg. Oh dear. Oh dear. I could just set up my audio to have Husbando talking and like me piped into his ear and he just has to say everything that I say. That's the ultimate voice changer. The last time I heard you in Husbando's voice, it was a tad different. I think it was still in the Ventrilo days. Oh my goodness. I mean, audio quality has significantly increased since the Ventrilo days. There's that. There's all sorts of people in my stream, boo. If you wanted to come join.
Huh?
If you wanted to come join.
What's going on?
Pocket Asian and Waifu are in stream and we're chatting.
Oh, hello.
Are you jealous? You should be jealous.
A little bit, yeah.
You should come talk. Come be social. Social. Actually, I feel like being really social is hard. For me. I kind of want to simplify her feet even more. Like the little feety pads. You still would like a meal? What kind of meal? Maybe I just want them to be little circles? See, do those read as cat paw? I feel like the dots need to be smaller. We'll work this out. Oh, Callie, no meal. Callie, no meal. Boo!
What's up?
Callie wants a meal.
No.
No meal.
I remember how that started. Like, I get that's part of the name, but I do not remember.
I don't remember.
Where it came up in the first
You should come chat. I'll make it easy for you. I'll link you directly. Callie, no meal. No meal. No, you don't need to. I could simplify it that way. I think the funny part about these character designs is that I'm like, yeah, this character has like little cute cat paw pads on the bottom of her boots. Like, this is something that I have like thought about and known about this character for a long time. But I've never actually drawn the bottom of her boots before. So I actually have to like come to terms with what they look like. Yeah, Husbando and I were reminiscing about WoW days. Man, we played WoW for a long time. That's the conclusion I came to.
One of us still does.
Yeah. That's not my mistake. I feel like I got into that problem of like, I don't want to be completely casual, but like the line between like ultra casual and like super serious got really blurred in a weird way. Like, people that were not in top end guilds took things more seriously. Like, they were incredibly serious for like not even ranking. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah, I think part of it is sometimes they were serious, but I think the other problem was some of those people wanted to be super serious, and like the only reason they weren't like top end guilds was everybody else. Like, it was everybody else's fault that they were not in like a top 50 guild, and their attitude reflected that, and I did not handle that well. I feel like as you get higher up in higher ranked guilds, people are more likely to like do their thing properly. Or like they get the boot, right? Like, where like with lower end guilds, and I don't mean this as like a slap or anything like that, but like, people aren't going to spend, hours watching stream and studying before raid, and like expecting that is just gonna make you pissed, right? Like, because you're gonna come with that expectation, and then that's not gonna be reality, and you're just gonna be mad about it. And that's not fair that everybody else has to deal with you being mad. Don't be mad. There's always the problem of being one of the responsible ones in a casual guild. They're like, you're one of the responsible ones. You should be an officer. And it's like, no. No, I don't want to be an officer. I don't want to be responsible for anyone else. You can't make me. I was really bad at saying no. That was the other problem. They'd be like, you should be an officer. And I'm like, okay, when I really should have said no. Part of the reason I got so burnt out this time around, I went from trying to be casual, ended up being a yeah, I can see that. One of the last guilds I was in made me an officer, and they were like, why are you not recruiting more people for the guild? And I was like, oh, are we supposed to be doing that? And they're like, yeah, like you need to be like actively recruiting. And it's like, oh, well, it's, you know, we were like mid expansion, and like it was not the best recruiting time, and they got on my case that I wasn't recruiting enough people, and then I shot down the people they wanted to bring because they wanted to recruit bad people. It was bad. It basically became a job, and I didn't want to do that job because I wasn't getting paid. And I wasn't there to, like, stroke the guys' egos. I don't take well to that kind of thing. I don't take well to it. You talked to a buddy of mine that was a GM for Mythic back in Warlords of Draenor and said it wasn't bad since everyone did as you were saying. Real fights came prepared. Yeah, yeah. It's great when everything's working great. You wanted to help? No, that's the mistake. That's how they get ya. How about you, Boo?
What do you mean, how about me? Is there a specific question behind that?
How did you avoid getting burnt out, I guess?
I'm in a 2-night-a-week guild now.
Do you want to make it better?
I mean, that's how it was before. That's what burned me. That's definitely part of what burned me out of there, so.
Yeah. I think that's a fast way to burn out. I think that is a real fast way to burn out, unfortunately.
I'm having a hard enough time just helping them keep bank meds stocked, and that's just go pull money out of the guild bank and go buy potions with it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that your job?
Kind of. The person who used to do cauldrons doesn't anymore, and so I do.
Oh, I didn't know that. The apathy of people you were trying to help. Yeah, I can see that. Oh, don't get me started on the drama. I was the center of some drama that I didn't even know I was the center of.
Yeah, maybe you didn't know that you were dating like 4 different guys.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys have heard that story. But, Husbando came into my guild. And I was like, oh, you know, I like this guy, like, mature, and he talks to me at night, and blah, blah, blah. Like, we were not dating, but, like...
Not to my knowledge.
No, we weren't dating, but apparently... Yeah, we were hanging out and apparently giving off signals to the guys in the guild that we were a thing. And so they took it upon themselves to go tell off Husbando that I was already spoken for. And I was not aware I was spoken for. You haven't heard this story? Yeah, so Husbando came into the guild in WoW, and there was 2 guys. There was an older gentleman, and by older I mean 30? I was under the impression he was probably late 20s or early 30s. And there was a young guy who was like 12?
Yeah.
Real young guy and an older guy compared to me. And both of these guys were under the impression I had a thing going with them. And they did not appreciate Husbando hustling, like coming in and hustling me when I was already spoken for. And after they approached Husbando, I think you the one that told me, right?
Yeah,
that
I
you
did.
approached? Yeah. He told me that I was spoken for, and I was like,
This might have been well in the future from when it happened.
yeah. I was like, what the fluff? I was not spoken for. I was not dating anyone. No. Absolutely not. For a number of reasons. But, like, you actually have to talk to someone regularly and, like, agree that you're dating before you're actually dating. Spoiler alert. So, yeah. I used my feminine wiles on them. Oh, yeah. All the gold and gear I did not get that I used my wiles to obtain, but not really. I was completely using them, and they had no idea that I was playing them the whole time. Yeah, I kind of understood it from the young guy, the like 12-year-old. He probably doesn't know what the fluff dating is and like how to do that properly. But the older guy, there was no excuse. He was just a pip. And like needed to get over himself. A lot. Yeah, being a girl on the internet, people have ideas. People get ideas. I do like the follow-up on that, though. The 12-year-old finding you, like, years later. How did that go?
I just went around Colorado and somebody said hi, do you remember me?
Oh, this was years later, though, right?
It said to be during Legion, because it was the next time we were in Colorado.
So, like, 5 years later?
No, it happened with that.
8 years later?
It was, we were in Colorado. After that was Canada, then Mop, then Wad, then Legion. So it's like 6 or 8 years.
Yeah, so this whole thing goes down. Time passes. I'm in a different guild. Husbando's in a different guild. Blah, blah, blah. Like, 8 years later. And somebody messages Husbando and is like, do you remember me? And Husbando's like, no? Did you remember him? I don't remember whether you remembered him or not. Oh, you did remember him. You told him you didn't. And this kid that was like 12 in the initial incident expressed that he absolutely hated Husbando.
Oh no, that's a different story.
That's a different story.
Two different stories.
You go on, go tell your stories. I'm bad at telling
So
them.
one of them was, I was hanging out in Ventrilo with some other friends, and Shadow Kitten was in their
Name dropping.
10 years.
More than 10 years ago.
He was in that guild, so he was in the vent server, and he jumped out into our channel and confessed his undying hatred for me.
Right, you got your undying hatred because you were dating me, right? Or you took me away?
He didn't say why. He just confessed his undying hatred for me.
Oh.
That was it.
Yeah, I wouldn't think you were the type to like stir undying hatred in your male peers, but apparently you do.
Apparently I do. You do.
Like you do. And guys say girls cause drama. I didn't cause the drama. The boys went and caused the drama around me. And I wasn't even aware of it. Oh no! Now you've done it!
Yes, it was. Oh, Callie Loretta probably knows Shadow Kitten.
I told you not to name drop! This is your fault!
Yeah.
You know, you can type in chat too.
I could, but this is easier.
It's easier just to go through my microphone.
I mean, yeah, your microphone picks up clearly.
My microphone likes you better.
Yeah, because I've got a deeper
Deeper register.
Yeah.
Ugh. The patriarchy. My microphone is part of the patriarchy. I think she's pretty cute. I just have somehow remembered they were a hunter. Yeah, they were a hunter. Oh my goodness. I have to practice like lengthening my vocal cords or something. I need to better express my inner man voice. Man animal. Man flesh.
Man flesh.
No, why does it sound better when you say it?
Man flesh.
Ooh ha ha. Not that I'm laughing, I can't do it. Oh my goodness. When I laugh and when I smile, like I think it's all part of the like excited state, but my voice pitches up. So in order to push my voice like as deep as it can go, I need to be like really serious and chill and like deep and rumbly. Rumble, rumble, rumble. Which I am sure is not terribly rumbly. I can try. Get a rumbly in my not tumbly. Rumble, rumble, rumble. Yeah, I've had people express that they don't know if I am a 12-year-old boy or a girl on the internet. And it's one of those like, those are the two places you go. Either I am a girl or I am a very young boy. Like, I guess those are your two options? Girl of indeterminate age and boy of 12 years of age. I do like that story though.
What about like I've been through?
Yeah, you sound like you've been through a lot. I was in an art group many moons ago, and we got on voice chat, and they didn't know how old I was based on my voice. And I was like, oh, well, how old do you think I am? And they guessed, I think, pretty significantly younger than I was at the time.
I guess like 16.
Which I think is closer in age to them. I think they assumed that I was very much...
You're probably like 21, 22.
Yeah. And they could hear husbando in the background. I'm like, oh, well, how old do you think he is? And they're like, oh, he's got to be like 40. And I'm like, what?
And of course, I'm younger than you.
Yeah, Jay is younger than me. So they guessed I was 16 and he was 40. And both of us were early 20s. And I'm older. I'm older than he is. And I'm like, why do you think he's 40? And they're like, oh, well, it sounds like he's been through a lot. Ah! Why do I not sound like I've been through a lot? Do I need to like gargle some like, I don't know, nuts and bolts or something? Get some gravel in my voice? Gargle some seawater or something? That you looked like you were 12? So after I graduated university, I went back to my high school to give like motivational talks to the high school students. Like, look at me, I was in this high school and I went to university and like graduated good from university. Yeah. So I put on a business-ish dress with like a modest flower print on it, and went into the school, and almost immediately got stopped by security and was like, "What are you doing out of class?" It's like, "Oh, I don't go here, sir. I am a guest. I'm the guest speaker," and like flashed my little guest card, my little clip-on guest card, and they were like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and it's like, "Ah, you assumed I looked like a high school student running around out of class? Ah, I should be insulted more than I am."
Callie's also into older women.
What is with all of you men being into older women? Y'all into older women. You also a troublemaker, Callie? Cause this one's a troublemaker. He insists he's not a troublemaker, but he's a troublemaker. And then he gives me some excuse about redirecting trouble.
Before I get there, the trouble is all there. We were just telling stories about how I didn't do anything. Just being there, trouble happened.
Troublemaker.
I just spread it around. I bring it to light. Everyone's like,
You just spread the trouble around?
No, it's like people see the trouble near me, like it must be him. It's like, no.
Yeah, it must be you.
But it's not.
I think most of the stories, it is.
I'm not the source of the trouble. I was the lodestone.
It sounds like you've been through a lot. Apparently your online presence intimidates other men. And 12-year-olds. You're simultaneously the reason you can and can't have nice things? Oh no! Have a good night! Have a good sleep! Yeah, I think that's better. I want to watch Last of Us before bed tonight because I need more nightmare fuel. Right, babe? I need nightmare fuel.
Nightmare fuel?
Yeah.
Why would you give someone nightmare fuel right when they're going to bed?
That's what I was saying. That's why we're gonna watch Last of Us before bed. Get that nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
Gotta get me some nightmare fuel. Oh man, we have been catching up on Bleach, and I see why I quit watching it when I did, and it's shonen trash. Like, it's actually shonen trash. It's not the worst shonen ever to shonen, but like, jeez.
It's definitely one of the most shonen to ever shonen. It's like the Ur shonen. Yeah, like the primordial.
Oh, I'm like, is that like the Uber shonen?
Form, but like the you know what I mean?
super want to watch a show to finish it. Yeah, I mean, if the shows don't, like, hold up, we tend to ditch them pretty fast. And I'd like to think that's a good thing, because we do have a limited amount of show time and lots of things to watch all the time. Oh, how did I forget her little stars? There we go. Oh my goodness. I'm getting tired. Even good shows, you just stop watching them? Huh, why is that? Just lose interest or forget about them? Or like... Yeah, a little both. I feel like that's part of the problem watching shows like week to week. Is sometimes I will just completely like blank and I'll be like, did we watch that show? And it's been like, I don't know, a month. Oh my goodness, stop yawning. Jeez. Oops. Most of the content these days is just YouTube? Yeah, I get that. We make a point of, during meals, that we don't sit at the computers. I'm not sure it's a lot better to sit in front of the TV and eat, but I feel like it's, slightly better. If that makes sense. Because I feel like if we ate meals in front of the computers, we would, like, never interact. We would just exist together in parallel. And that would be that. Your wife's not a gamer, so not eating meals together would be bad. Yeah, I think it's like date night. We have date night once a week, and it's like, this is time set aside for us to like go be together, like, and that's okay. I think it's important to make the conscious effort, if that makes sense. But like Husbando and I are super serial gamers. Super serial. No way, right? You would never have guessed it. We keep it really hidden, like, so the normies don't get wind of it. We don't want any normies suspecting we might actually be gamers. Couldn't tell? I'm glad our normie camouflage is working. Although I don't think, like, I think playing video games is much more common than people give it credit for. I think the days of like only boys playing video games has long passed, if that was ever the case in the first place. Cause I don't know about you, but I was playing video games like forever. I'd go get a game at Christmas and then immediately sit and binge it for, I don't know, what, 16 hours? Actually, most of the games I got weren't that long. Like, Prince Persia was like a good 8 hours. Just the 8, though. Those days never existed, that's just marketing. I think it was certainly more acceptable for boys to play games, because I know I got the, like, oh, you know, there are better things to do, going to rot your brain, blah blah blah. Why does she look so yellow? I don't think I like that. Like, I want the skin tone to, like, offset the stars, and it's just too close right now. I think that's better. Maybe that's better. I don't know. I don't know if that's actually better. But once we add the blush, I'll know. I think this is one of those characters that is actually, like, super cute. Like, most of the stuff I draw is kind of cute, but I actually think this particular character is, like, super cute, like, intentionally cute. I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe I can go a little harder on the blush. I don't know, it probably sounds weird, but like some characters that I design don't turn out the way I expect them to, but this one is actually like, I feel like I did a good job on her. Like, she's exactly what I wanted her to be. Like, cute, retro, pinup, like, space cadet. She's a space cadet. Yeah. She still looks a little too pale. She's too pale. Girl, you get some I don't know, tanning spray or something? That's too dark. I always have a hard time picking skin tones. I have a much better idea at the clothing design than the rest of it. The woes, the artist woes. Yeah, I just want to design a character that is cute and lovable and recognizable and loved by everyone. And here, I think that's pretty cute. I think that's pretty cute. Give you butt shine. Oh, I need a lighter color for butt shine. Boop. Ta-da! Butt shine! Yeah, I think I'm done with this piece for the evening. Well, guys, I'm so glad you came out to stream. I really enjoy chatting with people while I draw. So, we're gonna turn on the outro. Thank you for watching. This is the end of the art stream. I hope you enjoyed your stay. If you want to follow me throughout the week, you can always find me over on Twitter. I am at FireCatRich, as long as Twitter's a thing. Or you can support my work over on Patreon at patreon.com/FireCatRich. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys on Monday over on Twitch for the Hot Lunch. Have a good one. Good night!